The Pat Rafter Arena in Brisbane was the setting as Belarus met Australia in the semi-finals. The hosts were looking to reach the final for the first time since 1993. But standing in their way was the number 3 ranked Belarus and the 2-time Australian Open champion Victoria Azarenka. Up first for the hosts was Samantha Stosur as she faced world number 10 Aryna Sabalenka, who dominated their only previous meeting in the USA last year. Sabalenka's famously heavy ground strokes proved too much for Stosur as the Belarusian took an early lead. 16 service breaks in the first 2 sets showed some nerves for the 2 sides, but the Queenslander pulled out some great returns to take the second set. And this exhilarating first rubber came to a conclusion in 2 hours and 47 minutes as Sabalenka got her 8th win from her past 10 Fed Cup singles matches. Looking to even things up for Australia was Ash Barty, coming up against her Miami Open doubles partner Victoria Azarenka. Barty came back from love 40 down at 5-all in the first set, which proved to be a turning point for the Australian, eventually winning the tiebreak 7-2. But the 2-time Australian Open champion showed her class as she pulled out some skillful shots for the travelling fans. And eventually Barty extended her Fed Cup winning streak to 12 matches as she levelled the tie at 1-all. Barty was back in action first thing on day 2, where she faced Sabalenka. She won the first set 6-2, but her opponent was not lacking in quality as she continued to fight against the in-form Australian. But Barty was not to be outdone, demonstrating her speed and agility around the court, proving too much for her opponent. With 78 minutes on the clock, it was game, set and match for Barty. Hawkeye needed to confirm the ball was in, taking the tie 2-1 in favour of the home side. Into the 4th rubber, Stosur had the opportunity to wrap the semi-final when she faced Azarenka. But the Belarusian had other ideas and stormed through the first set 6-1 in 29 minutes. She sped through the second set similarly to the first, a dominant performance from Azarenka, who performed like the player she once was when she was world number 1, and Stosur had no answers for her. Therefore, there was to be a deciding doubles match. Barty and Stosur faced Azarenka and Sabalenka for a place in the Fed Cup final. Australia took the lead in a first set of tight margins, Stosur remaining on course to maintain her Fed Cup doubles record of 7-0. But the visitors were not done yet. They levelled things up for a decisive third and final set. The Australians once again found their rhythm and put the pressure on, a thrilling rally as the match came to a close. Since the new Fed Cup format was introduced in 1995, no player had ever won all three rubbers in both the opening and semi-final rounds until Barty, who along with her teammate Stozer won the third set and sealed Australia's place in their first Fed Cup final in 26 years. They will face France at home in November.